Welcome to the module on looping. This module is probably the heart of the whole skill package. In this module, we're going to teach you something that's going to feel a little bit strange if you've never done it before. But if you can trust us, this is a huge key in being able to communicate to the other person that you're really listening to them. Yeah. So looping content is the first part of the skill. In this, you're going to just loop back to the person exactly what they said to you in your own words and what it is that you hear them saying. So, for instance, you might say something to Casey like, you just aren't sure whether you should continue the friendship with your ex because she's been talking about that. Or maybe you might say to somebody, you know, I hear what you're saying, and you know, you just really don't seem to like some of the staff that are at your mom's nursing facility. Is that right? And so you're just taking the idea of what they said and putting it in your own words and giving it back to them. So that's why it's looping. It's taking an idea and it's looping it to you, and then it's looping them right back to them. Instead of making it about you, you keep it about them. The meta message in this that's so important in looping is I am hearing you, I understand, I regard what you say as important, and you are known, you are seen in this process. It feels weird if you've never done it before, but it is almost magical and how much it helps people feel heard.
Yeah. The looping of content is also matched with the looping of emotion. So not only am I bringing the content, the specific details, the facts, I'm also bringing back to you the emotions underneath those facts. And there are 3 specific skills that you'll be practicing and that you're going to be seeing in the demonstration. The first one is reflecting. Literally, it is mirroring back the same concept or the same emotion that is being expressed. I hear you say you feel mad, and you are bouncing it right back and not filtering it, but giving the word or the emotion back to the person who spoke it. The second one is paraphrasing, and this is now a little deeper. It's not giving back the literal phrase, it's giving back the literal idea, but in different words. So in not saying I hear you're feeling mad, I might say something like, wow, this is really, really intense. And I'm seeing this anger on your face and in your words and in your expression. And that invites them to go further and deeper. The third idea is clarifying. And clarifying is I'm not sure it's this or it's that. Right. Can you bring clarity back to me? So I'm not quite sure if you're feeling angry or really, really discouraged. And you will tell me, well, no, it's not so much discouragement, it's anger. Right. I don't have to be the one that tells you, I think you're feeling more discouragement than anger. I invite you to tell me and just give you back, like, do you want ham or turkey on your sandwich? And you say, I'd like ham, please. Great.
Or I would like ham and turkey.
And
that happens sometimes.
It certainly does. But that engages the person, like, not only do you get me, but you are clarifying for yourself the message that I then can be more specific and detailed about what I'm experiencing. So sometimes emotions are incongruent. They don't make sense. And this is in many ways where the clarification can be helpful, because I'm seeing this, but I'm hearing this. Right. And it brings the layers of emotion into a level of congruency between what I'm seeing and what your story is and what you're expressing.
Yeah. It's something like when someone laughs about something that's really sad, right? So they might say, oh yeah, man, I just sat at home all by myself, just doing nothing, not even just crying all night.
And Jen, I heard something. One was a laughter, and the other was a sadness. And I wonder, does it feel funny or does it feel sad?
Right. Yeah, that clarifies.
And when I say it like that, the person is like, oh no, this is not funny.
Yeah.
This is just really sad.
Yeah.
There is an intense number of words, emotional words, that are often outside of our vocabulary. In our website, there is an emotional wheel, and we connect out the core emotions, mad, sad, glad, for example, with secondary emotions that are affiliated in those categories. And there is also a plurality of biblical content that gives us instruction about how to validate these emotions and how to express these emotions in appropriate and useful ways. You'll find it on our website.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when I've had students that has really struggle with emotions, maybe that was something that their family didn't do certain emotions or didn't express certain emotions and things, that just increasing their emotional vocabulary, things like an emotion wheel, really helps them.
Yeah.
But also we gave the scripture verses so that we as helpers can meditate on those scriptures ourselves and increase our comfort with the wide variety of emotions that God gave us.
Yeah.
It's really, really helpful to you. We hope it'll be helpful to you. What's going to happen now is we're going to have a demonstration, and you're going to get a chance to hear about Casey's story, and Jordan is going to demonstrate some looping. So watch for her looping the emotions, looping the content, summarizing and clarifying in this clip here.
Yeah, so, it's just so much. I think I oscillate between sadness in watching my mom suffer and the weight of helping with decisions or even making decisions. So, of course, then I feel alone in that, continually questioning if they're right or wrong.
Right.
Just the other day, one of the staff came by and asked my mom about end-of-life care. I don't know how to answer that question, so it feels just incredibly overwhelming.
It sounds overwhelming. It's just a lot of different things going on.
Yeah. And then the guilt of feeling like I'm not strong enough to, do what's allowed in my life.
Yeah. It sounds like you're struggling with some guilt, some just feeling ill-equipped, maybe.
Yeah, that's a really good word, ill-equipped. I feel that way in so many of the areas. For sure, I'm ill-equipped for the fall coming up because I've given no time. So I have tremendous, just feelings of inadequacy about that. And then with Terry moving, I'm always reflecting on, what could I, should I have done, not done?
So you're wondering if there's something that you did that made him take the job.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that seems so logical to me to consider where we are and the path that was taken to get here. I don't know. I just feel like my brain is in 100 directions. Sadness, frustration, loneliness, just a lot of emotions.
Yeah. It sounds really heavy. It sounds like you've got a lot of different things at play. Things are coming at you from different directions. And that's a lot to handle.
Thank you for saying that. It does feel like a lot to handle, but that just adds to it because I'm like, why can't I handle this? I've been through hard things before. Other people go through hard things. Other people go through things harder than this. What's wrong with me?
So I'm hearing you share feelings of guilt and even some blaming of yourself.
Well, I am the only one. And so, yeah, I definitely am thinking about my part of this or my wholeness of this. It feels very heavy.
So what's feeling more heavy right now? Is it the loss of your mom being in the home, or is it the loss of the relationship with Terry?
Wow. That's a really hard question. They feel different to me. I really miss Terry, and I felt like he was one who I could bounce ideas off of about Mom and even talk to him about my fears or my worries or the future without her.
Yeah, you said he was a good listener.
Yeah, he was. So I really miss that. But then I also feel the sadness of losing my mom, even though she's been sick for a long time.
Yeah.
So in some ways it's not surprising, but it's still very sad.
Sure. And definitely things can be sad even when they're not a surprise.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you don't feel the loss.
Yeah. Maybe that's the word. I just feel a lot of loss. And I feel guilty for not getting over it quick enough. You know, my mom is older. She's sick. This is life. Get over it. You know, Terry's a nice guy and he didn't mean to hurt me. Just get over it.
Sure. Who's telling you to get over it, though?
That's another hard question. I guess I hear it inside my head, inside my heart all the time. Because if I make it to church or I watch online or I read scripture, I definitely don't find it there.
Now it's your turn. This is a longer one. We're going to give you 12 minutes for this one. In this time, you're going to take turns telling more of the story of Casey, and your job as the helper is to loop content and emotion, to try to help use looping to clarify what's happening for the person and help them tell their story. As Casey, when you play the role of Casey, please make sure you pause now and then so that your helper can get a chance to practice their looping statements. So what you want to do is you hear an idea as a helper and you reflect the idea. You saw the demonstration, so you want to do the same thing. Go about 5 minutes each, and then between, give each other some feedback. What is it that you see your partner doing really well, and what could they do even better as they continue to build their skills?